kind of came from this short little documentary we did on this guy named Alec Holowka, who is one half of the team that created this game called Aquaria, which in 2007 won like the biggest prize you could possibly win in independent gaming. It won the Seamus McNally. And so we were doing this piece. We were actually hired to do this piece. It was supposed to be like a 5-minute piece about Winnipeg success stories. And he's from Winnipeg, and we're from Winnipeg. And we started making this piece, and what we thought was just going to be this piece about a guy talking about his game ended up being like this heartwarming, heartbreaking tale about this guy working on his game, and the more he worked on it, the more it kind of became a reflection and extension of himself. And it was just kind of like this whole idea that games can be personal expressions that kind of like stuck in our head. And we thought, that's really interesting, that's great, that's awesome. Maybe there's something we could do with that. Because it was 5-minute piece, but it could have easily been like 20 or 30. We wanted to work with it so much more. And then shortly after that, we actually went down to the Independent Games Summit, and we're hanging around there, and we're hearing all these stories just like Alex. These really personal, heartbreaking stories about these guys making their independent games. And we kind of thought, well, if we can get that emotion on camera, like if we can get that process on camera, that is extremely compelling, and that's a movie that we would like to watch.
Yeah. And then that's sort of what we made, but we also, we looked around at the time when we were starting, and there wasn't a lot of documentaries about, making games. We didn't see anything at the time. There's a lot of documentaries about, people playing games and, getting obsessed with games, but nothing about making them in game design. And so that's sort of what inspired us to sort of go forward. And then the main sort of push was we had this idea. We shot a little test piece with the team behind Super Meat Boy. We put it out there, and we put it out there on a site called Kickstarter. And we got basically on Kickstarter, you say you want to do an idea, and then people pre-order it or donate. And we got this overwhelming response in one day, and that sort of kicked us off. And that was 2 years ago, last May. And so it's taken a bit of time to make the movie. But
yeah, we thought it would take 1 year, and this whole Kickstarter thing is we set ourselves a goal. It was this really kind of small, modest goal of $15,000, where we just thought if we can get on the road and shoot for 3-4 months, we'll have all the content, then we can take it home, edit it, make our movie. And we own all the equipment, and we know how to kind of edit and shoot ourselves, so we just needed food, gas, lodging, $15,000, and we thought we'd get it in about 30 days. And so we gave ourselves 60 days, and we ended up getting it in less than 48 hours. And then just kind of kept on going, and we got all this amazing feedback. And so this movie that we kind of had an idea that other people wanted to see, they really wanted to see it. And it was kind of this wonderful, overwhelming feeling of kind of yes, finally, this movie is getting made. Thank you for making this movie, or go, please make it. And that completely, put us on the track for what we thought would be the next year of our lives. We thought it would take 1 year, and it ended up taking 2. And not only 2 years, but 24/7, Indie Game the movie defining us every waking moment. We had a rather successful commercial company, commercial production company, leading up to this, and we turned down everything, thinking that we were just turning it down for 6 months, 8 months, and we just kept on turning stuff down until we just were oh, well, I guess we're in. We're all in.
Done.
We have so much money in this, and we have to do it.
Yeah.